So, if you investigate, you see all these things are appearing just as in the case of cloth, cotton and threads. Because of the influence of your four vrittis, chitta vrittis. That is, something is there, pramana vritti. Yes. But what is that? I further investigate. I remember what I have been taught. This is a human being. These hands, these legs, this skin, muscle, all these things have been taught to us at an early age. And we remember them. So smriti vritti is coming into operation. And there are organs there. You use a word, imaginary word called human being. There are skin and other things. Cells are there. But you use the words human being. So at every level, the smriti vritti is coming into operation. Pramana vritti is coming. Viparya vritti, there is something there, cells are there, you call it skin. You call it muscle. But actually there are only cells there. Cells are real. But then, you again examine what cells are. They are made up of molecules, different molecules. And the molecules are aggregates of atoms. And so atoms are the basis of the physical world, living or non-living world. All matter, living or non-living, are made up of atoms ultimately, physically. And even that has grown. Then it has been told that the electrons and protons are real, and even they are not real, only energy. So we have studied two examples, the human being and the proton. You take any other example in the world, living or non-living world, you will find that ultimately only energy alone is real. So this world of Nama and Rupa is an illusion. What is the word he used? Mirrors. We call it mirror. You know what a mirror is? If you go to a desert, you will see water somewhere pour over. And you run there. You are thirsty. You don't see there any water. And so on. It appears to be there, but it's not there. So also, the world of various living and non-living matter is actually there. It's only energy manifestations. And we have already seen that this I am, which everybody uses, is actually Sat and Chit. Existence and awareness. It exists and it is aware of its existence. So ultimately we have only two things. One is Chit, which is inseparable with Sat, and Ananda also, and with the Shakti, energy. Chit Shakti is what makes this work. But is there Chit in this non-living thing? The yogis claim it is there. You are not able to recognize, but it is there. But it doesn't show, as in the case of a living organism, the life activity and all that. It is in Nidra Avastha, they say. It is in a sleepy condition. It wakes up in plants and other smaller organisms, and then it becomes very active in the animal world, and then the mind and buddhi, they develop, and consequently the human level of beings are come into existence on this planet. There are superior beings, there are the devas, the Sarkaloka and so on. What they say, we are unable to recognize, but those who know about them, they are talking about it. Heavenly, heaven and hell, and all those who do bad things will go to hell, and all those who do good things will go to heaven. And there are several lokas, Brahma loka this. Now in that story of Buddha Bhagavan, he goes there, he reaches the Buddha Gaya, and then he sits under that Bodhi tree, and with determination, they call it Adhishthana, the Buddhists. In great determination he sat there, saying, unless I get the answer for this question, what is the cause of sorrow and what is the remedy? I have been austere from this sage. And it seems he stayed like that for a week. By the end of the week, he got enlightened. And after coming down to normal state, he remained like that. It is a beatific state, very happy state. And for a week he was like that. And when he came back to the normal consciousness, It seems you have uttered a poem. Oh Mara, you cannot build any more houses for me. I have pulled away all the rafters and beams. Rafters means desires. He says all these bodies are built because of desires. You have some desire and you die. And you come back again, not fulfill those desires. You continue like that. Because the desires are never fulfilled. One desire goes, another desire comes. If you got one color TV, you want a flat TV. You want a bigger flat TV, 1.5 lakhs. And if you want a curvature, so there is no end for this. Desires go on, rise one after the other. And so the fellow will be continuing, cycle of birth and death, birth and death. And so he says all rafters and beams have been pulled up. That is, all desires have been given up. And consequently, there is no possibility of a birth. And if there is no birth, there is no question of sorrow. And what will be your state? Your state is Satchidananda, always happy and happiness. Your name is happiness. Because you don't realize your true nature, you have got desires. See this international guest house, so many rooms. But Dr. H.R. Nagendra considers the whole building as his own. He doesn't crave for one room. But I would say, I want a foreign commode there. I want a commode. I want a particular room. And once it is given, it is my room. And nobody should come here. I will lock the doors. Without my permission, you don't know. It is my room, say. On the other hand, if I consider the whole thing, even if I sleep in the veranda, I don't mind. Because the whole building is mine. In my mind, that is the thought. So I don't desire any particular thing. And the entire universe is yours as Brahman. What desire can you have? You cannot have any desire. If Satchidananda is everywhere and everything, and if you are Satchidananda, then where is the question of desire? The question of desire doesn't arise. Desire disappears. Desire disappears. And so there is no cause for birth. Birth and death will not be there if you are desireless. And when will you be desire? When you know the whole thing is yours. You are everything. You are everywhere. You are the solar system. You will see tomorrow. But you are the solar system and the stars and everything. So for such a person, there will be no possibility of a desire arising. So he will be peaceful and happy, remaining in his own nature. His own nature is there. Satya Chaitanya Ananda also. So that is the theoretical understanding. Now we have some vivekam, some wisdom, but it is not complete. This is not understanding. I say something, you say I have understood, but this is not understanding. Understanding is you actually experience it always. Always you are Satchidananda. You are now Satchidananda already. But once you go into normal world, if you say I am Satchidananda and everybody says, what? You have become mad. All bad fellows. That Atma parisodhana yoga seems to be very dangerous. Converting all people, mad people. Everybody is saying Satchidananda. So it's very dangerous to talk about these things there. They will ask you, where did you go? I went to that Royga camp. What did you do? Oh, we shouted like anything. What? You went there and shouted. For that you went all the way and spent so many hours there. And again you did it. So they will think that you are all mad people. Don't tell the secrets to those people who are out in that world. See, actually they are mad. We have become a very wise people. But they will say that we are mad. That is what happened to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. That is what happened to Ramana Maharshi also. They call ordinary people, they call that fellow has become mad and they pitied Ramakrishna. They have become mad. What about his wife? unfortunate. So also in the case of Ramana Maharshi. When he came there, he was not talking with anyone. Tirunama, young boy, about 16 years old. Now, his story we must know. It's a very interesting story. A very ordinary boy. He was going to school and coming back, helping his mother, and going and playing with other children. That is what he is, 16-year-old boy. He was in the high school, 9th class or something, studying. Suddenly one day, he has not studied any Shastras, no Bhagavad Gita, nothing. And he has not studied Sanskrit also. But literally he learned, that's all. No special, he did not go to any ashram, no guru, nothing. Very ordinary. And suddenly one day, he got fear of death. He felt that he is going to die without any reason. He was a healthy boy, playing and all that. And he did not go to a doctor or complain to his parents or anything. No. He wanted to make an experiment and see what happens when death comes. He lay down. And then, yes, he shut his eyes and held his breath. Now death has occurred. He felt like that, very seriously. He is going to be taken to the burial ground. He is a Brahmin boy. So they, the custom, as per custom, they burn the dead bodies, and they saw his body burning. In ashes. The body is burnt, his own body. You see, he saw that. And then something happened. Suddenly he realized, he had an experience. He saw that he is not the body. He is a spirit. A formless, nameless something, being. And this is an actual experience for him. That is something totally different from the body. I am not the body. It's very evident for him. And that totally changed his life. He lost interest in playing. He lost interest. And I am not concerned with all these things. He used to sit there and immersed in that particular experience. So, but he did not know what it is. He did not know that about self-realization, Brahman, all those things he did not know. He saw that he is not the body, he is a nameless, formless being, and it is his experience. It is so vivid, so real for him. Just as we feel that the body is real and all that. He lost interest in studies. He used to always sit like that. And he was not playing with the boys and all that. There is Madhura temple there. There is Madhura that will happen in Tamil Nadu. Not the Mathura, Vrindavan and all that. It is Madhura. There is a Meenakshi Devi there. Sundareswara is the Shiva's name there. Sundareswara, Meenakshi. Very big temple. It is a very holy place, this place Madhura. It is a very ancient, traditional Hindu pilgrimage center. And it was this lane in which he was living was very near the temple. So he used to go now and then and sit there. And he read only one book called Periya Purana. It gives stories of Shiva Bhaktas. So many Shiva Bhaktas are there. The stories are very interesting. They had intimate relationship with the Shiva. Shiva comes and helps them in so many ways. This happened practically for them. And he is involved in their marriages, love affairs and all those things. And they are very funny stories they are. But those Shiva Bhaktas, they think that Shiva is real. And so they pray to him, whatever troubles they have got, they report to him and they ask his help. And they are receiving their help, the appropriate help. And that is the narration in that particular book. 63, nine of they are called. 63 stories there, life stories of these Bhaktas. He only read that book and he felt, how long, when will I be? All this. His thought is merged in that experience. And the thought of Shiva exhilarated his body. So happy with that. And he used to go to the temple and remain there. The 63 statues are there. in the temple, representing the 63 ninals, the devotees. He used to sit there and contemplate about their lives. And then he could not explain anything. He was simply silent, but his feelings of devotion did not specify ideas, anything vocal. And then something happened. Now he was not going to the school. And one day he is going to the school but mechanically coming. And the teacher gave some imposition for some grammar thing. And he wrote something and then became restless. He left his books. They were sitting there. His elder brother, he has got 3 brothers, elder one and younger. The elder one saw this. I say, what are you doing? Just keeping quiet. You are neglecting your studies. What is the use of staying such a people here? You have to go like a Muni or a Yogi in the forest. He scolded him for not attending to the studies. Then immediately he felt, yes, what business have I got here? I don't have any business. Just before this happened, one relative came from Tiruvannamalai. People asked, where are you coming from? I am coming from Arunachala. What? Arunachala is real. In this world. He was surprised. But that word Arunachala made some joy in his something. He did not know what it is. It is a hill. The name is Arunachala means, Aruna means red. Arunachala means hill. Arunachala means red hill. The stones are red or something. And so he wanted to go to Arunachala. That was immediate response. When he said this, all right, what business have I got here? And the brother also said, you see, I have to pay the college fees. While going to your school, pay the college fees. He said, I have got a special class. No special class was there. He told a lie. And, and then he started going. He took that money, 5 rupees. He took only 3 rupees, left the 2 rupees there, and wrote a small note. This did not say, I am going. This is going in search of his father. Search of father, it seems. And this is a good cause. Nobody need to search for this. This he says, no signature. And they went away. He left the 2 rupees along with his note. I thought that 3 rupees would be enough to reach the destination. And he saw some old map and it gave a wrong route. He got into the train, but it will go to a station which is ahead of this Tiruvannamalai. And a Muslim was sitting there. He asked him where he was going. He told him, sitting with the Arunachala Tiruvannamalai. You have got into a wrong ticket and that is far away. Go and get another ticket and go. So he got down and he had to still travel some distance to reach that Tiruvannamalai. And he was hungry. Nothing, no money. Because he purchased a ticket, no money. And then he went and sat near a particular temple. That holy temple has got a very big story behind. And we will tell about it. We will talk about it later. There, suddenly he felt there is a bright light everywhere. Where is light coming from? It is on here, there, nothing. But the light is coming from inside the temple, as it were. The whole thing is filled with the light. And yet he was feeling hungry. And there the Brahmins were there, and the hearth and all that. After that, after Naivedya, and the Naivedya is shared by the Brahmins and the workers there. And the people who do those works there, they saw the boy. He is not eating, he has no food and all that. So they took pity in him, and their share they gave. The workers, not the Brahmins, not the Brahmin priests. So he had that, and then he was thinking of going by walk to that place, or by train. He was money. And that day was Krishna Jayanti, Krishnastami, and he stopped near a house. And the lady in that house, Shuddha saw the boy. Oh Lord, Krishna seems to have come in this boy. He's a young boy, a school student. So, with great love, she invited him and fed him well because she has prepared sweets and all that for the occasion, festive occasion. As if Krishna, real Krishna has come, she did not know. And she fed him. And then he asked the owner of that house, you see, I have to go to that place, I don't have money. Now, like all traditional people, he had gold ornaments in his ears. And he took them and gave them. What can I keep it? Give me some money. I will go to the place. He gave it. And then they gave a receipt also. And the lady gave some sweets and all that. And your boy, you eat on the way these things. And so he was going and he threw away that receipt and the sweets and walked to the station and finally arrived at Tiruvannamalai. And there he threw away the remaining change and removed his clothes also. Only Kopina was there. Walked inside. A very huge temple, Tiruvannamalai temple. A very ancient and pilgrimage center. Shiva is said to be the representative of light there. There is a big story there also. Now the temple is very big, huge gopurams are there on all sides, 4 sides. And the hill is behind it. The hill is considered as Shiva's manifestation. Shiva himself, the hill is in himself, itself Shiva there. They do pradakshina for the entire thing on festive occasions. Giri pradakshina they call it. Some 14 kilometers or something. And all pilgrims go around the particular hill. And he went inside. No priest, they have not yet come. So he was alone. Shiva was alone. He prostrated. Father, I have come at your bidding. This is what is said in Tamil. Seems later on he used to say, he is my father. Arunachaleswara is my father. And then he came out and he was sitting there. Simply sitting. Staring like this. No winking eyes. He was not looking outside. He was immersed in that experience. He could not say what it was. He did not know about Atma, Paramatma, all those things. He knows only Shiva is my father, my daddy. And no food. I think he doesn't go and ask anybody. Simply sitting. And the sadhus are also sitting there. They want alms, begging. And one of them saw this boy. He took a pit. And he brought some ganji in a tin. Thrown away tins of them. One such brought it. And in later days when he became famous, he says, that is the bhiksha, first bhiksha of my father. That is that ganji in a tin. He's so happy. But the five were there. I would have said, what is this? I have gave up everything for your sake and you give me the ganji for my food. But all that. He would have scolded that God for not taking care of him. But he is praising him. My dad has given the first bhiksha. You can see that kid. Like that, if anybody gives something or other, he eats, otherwise he equal. And seeing his vairagya, some devotees naturally are impressed. He's not asking anything. He's not going anywhere, no talking. Just Kopina is sitting there. And in the story it is written, but for somehow Kopina also dropped away, he used to be naked there. And people said, you see, festival occasion is coming, and if people come here in large numbers, this is not the way. They died. Kopina and all that. That is, he was unaware of the body. Body consciousness was not there. He was totally immersed in Satchidananda. And he moved away from there and then went to small temples are there around the hill. And here, there he used to stay. And some of them were very dark places. All mosquitoes and all that. He used to stay there. And one fellow called Palniswami, he is also a sadhu. He is a Tamilian. He is a Malayali. He was living there as a sadhu. He saw him So seeing his great vairagya, he became attached to him. He used to serve him, whatever he wanted. Even because of Diksha, he used to bring it and give it to him. Like that, it went on for several years. And then he moved from here, there, and finally there is what is called Virupaksha Guha. It is a big cave. Some saint was staying there, his samadhi was there. When he passed away, his samadhi was there inside the cave. There was nobody at that time, so he used to stay there. And then gradually, some sadhus became attached to him. They were all very impressed by seeing why always he must be. He thought it is meditation. He doesn't call it meditation or anything like that. He simply is immersed in that. Achyutananda is nothing else. No word. He did not know that it is a state called samadhi. All those words he never knew. And this Parniswami was not educated, illiterate. And he doesn't know Tamil also properly, but he wants to read and so on. He used to bring some books from a library there. And he used to give him. Now another thing happened. His mother was searching, where is my son has gone? My Ramana, his name. See, she went to Balaji temple, Venkateshwara, and prayed to him for a child. And he was born. So he was named as Venkatramana, the name of the deity. Vishnu is Venkateshwara, Balaji temple is in Tirupati. Yes. Lord of the 7 hills. You must climb 7 hills to reach him. He is not an ordinary God. He is the richest God in India. Anyway, the mother named him after Venkateshwara as Venkatramana. But he joined Shiva's party. He left Krishna. He became a disciple of Shiva, Arunachaleswara event, not Venkateshwara. So that mother was searching for him. His father died earlier. And then somebody told, there is a boy there in Tiruvannamalai, maybe it is your son, because he is of that age, schoolboy age. So she took the help of some elderly person and went there. All the nails have become very long, they are all dusty, no attention to the body, and the hair became knotted. And he was there. Oh, my son, like this, that fellow. He took pity and then went and told him, you come back. Come back to our home. I will arrange everything for you. A separate room or anything. This and that, like a mother with great love, he said. He doesn't reply. Simplicity. That's all. For 3 days, every day she came and implored him to come back. Hey Ramana, vada, polam, waiting polam. At this house, we'll go to the house. We'll arrange everything for you, separate. But the son doesn't reply. And then she began weeping. The final astra, final ayudam for the ladies. She began weeping, oh, he is not coming. And all people used to come as crowd. And they took pity and they asked him, why don't you write and say, why don't you say that I don't come? Now, Varmata and Suludu Abba. Like that. Then he wrote down. Karta, that means Srishti Karta, the creator. The creator knows all people, all jivas, according to their prarabdha. What is to happen will happen. Nobody can prevent it. What is not to happen will not happen, however much one may try. So, it is best to keep quiet. That is the message. So, it is very clear that he is not going to respond to her please to come back. So they tell he is not coming. He says everything happens as per the Lord's will and nobody can change it. And so there is nothing you can do. It is like this. So he went away, she went away at that time. And later on, many years later, she came. She came and said, my Venkatramana, I will be with you. No, don't stay with me. Because I am myself begging and doing all this. There is nothing for you here. You go and stay with that brother who is doing a job. He will provide for you. She said, no, I won't go anywhere. I will be with you. If I die, you throw my body in these bushes. I don't mind. So she surrendered to the avatar of Shiva, Ramana, and that helped her. He saved her life. See, Shankara, Jagadguru Shankaracharya promised his mother. He was an 8-year-old boy. And he has taken sannyasa by a trick. That is, he entered the water. He said, the crocodile has caught me, I am going to die. Please permit me to take sannyasa. If you permit, well, perhaps the crocodile will leave me. So the mother in English, all right, we'll do that. So he took jnana sannyasa. And the crocodile left. And so he is such a young boy became, and he had to live as per the traditional customs. He had to leave everything and he wanted to go. And he told his mother, when you want me, you just think of me and come. Wherever I may be, I'll come. And after undergoing all that, he came. When she was about to pass away, she thought of her son. His son came. How did he come? No helicopter. How did he get the message? No mobile. He got the message and he responded by physically coming there. And then his mother, a traditional Brahmin lady, was thinking of Kailasa and Vaikuntha and all those things. And after death they go to Vaikuntha, Vaishnavas, Shiva Bhaktas will go to Kailasa. That is their belief. And he asked, where will he go? And because he himself is Esaiva, he asked, he prayed to Shiva, and Shiva sent his messengers. Shiva Kinkaras came. You see, Shiva Kinkaras will have the Trishula, and their dress also will be different. They came there, and she saw them. Well, I won't go with these people, she said. Then I prayed to Vishnu, and the Vishnu Kinkaras came. They came in different dress, with crown. I'll go with them. And so they went to Vaikuntha. So this is the help that our divine son could give. Whatever she wished, it happened. In the case of Ramana's mother, it is not like that. Ramana says, there are no gods. Only Satchidananda is there. I am is Satchidananda, and Satchidananda is Brahman. That alone is real. All else, there is no Kailasa, never, according to his experience or belief or whatever you call it. So, at the time of death, he put one hand on her head, another hand on the heart, and he remained like that till the evening, late evening, 7 or 8. And then he got her. She was merged in the universal Brahman. We don't have that. See, they have got Shuddhis, that is, they have become polluted when the body dies. They left it there. And they have to do some rituals. He said, we don't have such rituals because she was melting away. What shot she got. And later on they asked her, what happened? You were sitting there like, oh, why? What's happening to her? He says that her future birth she experienced in the form of some video scenes like that, one after that. Birth after birth, some experiences she had to undergo. And those things she experienced in the Sushma, the mental level. And when all those vasanas are destroyed, she might be Brahman. So, because she had given birth to a Shiva Avatara, she got that benefit. So that is, so he lived there for 50 years, this Ramana. Now they knew about that, he knew writing, because he wrote it, they knew that he is an educated, literate person, so they used to come and ask questions and all that. This Who Am I book, it is very famous, it was only 4 annas at that time, now it is 4 rupees. And that is the first instruction. It was given to one revenue official who came, who was a philosophy BA. He came and asked several questions. And he answered them, he wrote down all those things in notes. published, he himself published it as a small booklet. And now it is taken over by the ashram and they publish it regularly. And so many events, full of wonderful anecdotes. And big books, volumes have come, which narrated the various incidents in his life. But he himself wrote only very small things. He never wrote big books. The second thing was at the request of one devotee. He wrote some, he was writing a story. And in that story, the Shiva instructs the munis of those ancient times, Dwarkavana incident, they say. And that instruction, you please give, I have written the remaining story, he says. And so for him, he wrote as if it is instruction by Shiva to the munis at that time. And there he dealt with karma, bhakti, and yoga, and finally jnana. 30 slokas are there, and 15 devoted to all these things. Briefly I will mention later what it is. Very briefly mention karma yoga, bhakti yoga. No, karma yoga, 3 slokas. And bhakti yoga, 10 slokas. And raja yoga, 2. And the remaining 15 slokas are jnana yoga. He explains what this is, how I am, what about this I am, and about the universal I am. Individual I am and universal I am. The individual I am is like a wave, the universal I am. And actually it is only the ocean that is there. And these temporarily they appear as waves, some water, salt water, and again they merge in the ocean, just like that. So all the people come and ask various questions, but you used to take them round and then bring them to this main question. All these troubles are boom. Some death has taken place in their house, they are in great grief, they come. And he used to tell some stories also in order to pacify their grief. And they ask, who is dying? When they talk about death before him, he used to ask, who is dying? The body is dying. You are not the body. So why do you bother? Why do you bother? The body is dying. It is always dying. Death means change. And change is occurring every day. And you are not the body. You are the pure I am. And I am is eternal. There is no death for this I am. It is Atma Swarupam. You are the Atma. You are the self. Be the self. He used to say. And ordinary language. He doesn't use slokas and all that. He doesn't quote Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads, nothing. Very ordinary Tamil. He used to reply and he made the Atma, Paramatma very, very simple. As if they are very near and very easy to attain. He says it is very easy to attain. You give up this idea that you are the body, that's all. You remain as I am. And he doesn't recommend this yoga, that yoga, nothing. Simply inquire. And you see it's very easy. You are not the body, it's very evident. So what are you? You are pure I am. So remain as I am. But it is not so easy. He doesn't say that it is not necessary. These things are necessary, he used to say. Bhagavad Gita is necessary, Upanishads. He used to briefly tell some stories. And those things, or the works, his compilation, or various others, Shankara and others. And some people asked him, are you teaching Shankara's Advaita? He replied, no. I am teaching, my teaching is based on my experience, personal experience. But those who hear are saying that this teaching is like Shankara's Advaita. That is, he's making distinction between these two things. People read books and give lectures on Advaita. But mine is not like that. I have not read any book. And my teaching is not based on any books. It is based on my experience. And the experience is very simple. I am not the body. I am the I am. So simple as that. He used to say, as if it is very simple. To say that I am not the body. He could say that in a trice. Less than half an hour. On another occasion he said. Getting Atma Jnana is what he got. He became self-realized, a Brahma Jnani. And later on, when they asked about their experience, in less than half an hour it happened. Less than half an hour, the Brahma Jnana or Atma Jnana happened. And later on he stayed here, there. Well, people said that I am meditating, my eyes are closed. When my eyes are open, they say that he is not meditating. But it is always in meditation. Is it possible? Well, because he is I am. To whom, what is going to meditate about? So that is the story of Ramana. But his experiences in 50 years, and his conversations have been recorded during some years. And those records are now become a gold mine for seekers. Because they explain from different viewpoints. Different people come. Poor people, rich people, Maharajas, and so on. And used to explain from their viewpoint, suitable to their circumstances, the way they question. And people came from all over India, and particularly Europeans and Americans came. Some of them were scholars, and they have written about him. It's only when they have recognized that he is a great saint, that all over India people think they are being. In the beginning they thought he is a madcap, begging. And his begging also is very new. He doesn't carry any vessel or anything like that. He used to clap like that, standing before a house. And some people who are devoted, they used to wait for him. This Swami will come and you must give Bhiksha. And they put something there in the hands. No vessel separate. He eats that and then slings it in his own head. And so on. You see, I was like an emperor in those days. I had nothing to grieve about. No vessel, nothing. That's all finished. But now they ring the bell, I have to go like a prisoner. It is a prison. He sits there in the sofa. He does nothing. If anybody asks, he replies. Or he may not reply. He is well. Just sitting there. And he used to ask, smile, keep quiet. But keeping quiet is not easy. But anyway, I used to come and sit there. Rich people, small people, all have to sit there. That's all. There is no special chairs. He doesn't receive no interviews, nothing special interviews. Anybody can come. And monkeys used to come. Dogs used to come. Cows also used to come. He says, all are Jivatmas. They are wearing a separate coat. Don't disturb them. And he used to address them also as if he is addressing people. One cow was very much attached to him. Whenever she comes and they put threads, etc., in the nose and all that. And the animals don't like it. They refuse and then they fix it. And all blood and all that. So, she shook off all those gallows and came running to Ramana. Came inside the hall. Now, what happened? What happened, Lakshmi? Her name is Lakshmi. What happened to Lakshmi? They explained. You see, this is the thing. All right, bring some plantains, bananas. Give them. And he used to go and fat. And she is pacified. And then she goes. And a new hut was built for her. She has to go inside. Gura Pravesam. But she refused. She went to Ramana first and stood there. And he asked, what is the matter? See, she doesn't want to enter into that. So, she wants me to come. All right, I'll go. So when he entered, then she entered. And then she every year, on the birthday of Ramana, she used to give a baby. Every year. Just on that particular occasion, the baby is born. So devoted and so loving. And at the time of her death, he was there. He kept his head in his lap. And he said that the soul has merged in the ultimate truth. And for sannyasis who ultimately enter in samadhi like that, they build a samadhi. They built a samadhi for the cow, and the cow statue was placed, and that's samadhi. Like very, very funny and very fascinating incidents have happened in his life, and so many of them. And he used to say, nobody can come here without my permission. As long as he lived, well, the things were very, very meager. Sometimes they did not have tiffin. They used to say to the devotees, there is nothing, you go to town. But after he left his body, every day, 1,000 people used to raise. And just before his death also. 1,000 people were fed. There is no tickets and all those things. Devotees, if they are staying there, they will get free food. Twice a day. And first class food. And food materials come by lorries. Rice. It became very famous all over India. And people from different states, and so many flowers from Karnataka particularly. And from Andhra Pradesh, so many rice bags. Spontaneously they used to send. Like that. Now they don't know what to do with the money that's coming. They're pulling down old buildings and constructing new ones. So much money is there. Now modern flats have come, and devotees can stay there and so on. And during the festive occasions, on his birthday and his Nirvana day, and during the Shiva's birthday, it is Arunachala, Kartika Deepam it is called. The light is lighted on the hilt, and people go around. The story is Brahma and Vishnu quarrel as to who is great. And suddenly a light arose between them. And they heard the voice, Asharira Vani. From the sky they heard the voice. You can decide as to who is great by finding the root of this light or the top of the light. And Brahma, having this Hamsavahana, he flew, saying, I will find the top. And he took the shape of this Varaha. Varaha means pig-like boar. And he began digging and going deep within in order to find the root of this particular light. Now Vishnu came back and said, I could not find it. But to Brahma it seems to have a light. I have gone. Now one flower was falling from above. And he asked, where are you coming from? I am coming from the top of this Shiva. Is that so? Then you please tell them that I have also come and brought you. So that flower told a lie, that Brahma has reached the top. And so the accessory Ravani cursed him. See, you are telling a lie. So this flower will not be used in any temple for worship of God. So the flower is not used anywhere, even now. It is a very sweet sentence, but it is not used for temple worship. It is used for their decoration and all that, ladies. And Brahma, you will not have a temple anywhere in this planet. There is no temple for Brahma anywhere. So that is the story. And that bright light has become a Shivalinga. No top, nothing. Shivalinga means no fun. And that is Arunachaleswara there. And it has become the hill also. Hill, and based on the hill, there is a temple that has come up for the worship of ordinary people, and so on. So many stories about Shiva and Ramana, and so many miracles. But he never claimed them, attributed those miracles to him. You would have thought like that, and so it happened, he says. Because it is in your own mind, because of your devotion, such thing has happened. He used to give the credit to the person who says about it, but never attributed it to himself. So many miracles. Now, so that is it. Now, what is the time? 3:15. Oh, what time is over? I was telling the story of Janaka Maharaj, because the story tells how easy it is. Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. By putting one leg in the stirrup, before you lift the second leg, you can have Brahman. So easy it is. So simple. And we will see how simple it is. Now in the evening we'll continue.